Alrighty guys, it is DT here today and I'm back with another video. Episode 8's official trailer has finally dropped on the Glitch YouTube channel, and this comes right after Glitch said we were getting news soon on their Twitter and community posts. However, you may recently recall that I said I was no longer going to be making any Mer Jones content on this channel, and that I would return to finish out with the 8th and final episode of the show, which Cake the Third and I called multiple times actually. Maybe have not. There's a few people who have issues with me. So this quick video, I'm just going to go over my quick responses at this point. But the truth is that making the AxlStudioz 2 pages. So during one of my streams, I mentioned how I watched the coverage before I go to bed. Let me give some context. I get home late at night. I was just watching this on the Mer pages. I understand with no context that's the word that you guys off. Honestly, I kind of laughed at the end.
Hello again, people. I'm Truth, and over the past few months, I've been making videos exposing the horrible actions of a YouTuber known as DroneThrone. Now, today's video is going to be something special, because we're going to cover everything DroneThrone has done recently, and I'll also update you on a key development. You see, DroneThrone has gone through a so-called rebrand. This move is clearly an attempt to hide evidence, because not only has he retired his old account, but his recent behavior makes it obvious he's been working overtime to cover his tracks. Let's break it all down. On February 17, 2025 at 12 PM, DT released a video supposedly calling us out regarding the allegations. As you can see in this image, he deliberately tries to get my attention by using a picture of a person in a black hoodie. And I didn't take too kindly to that, so Anyway. Now I'm going to break down everything he says in that video and clear up the misinformation he's trying to spread.
Greetings everyone, it's time for a response video. Again. Now, I honestly was adamant about doing a response video to begin with, since a lot of it is just people blowing around hot air. I thought people initially would not be so gullible, but ignorant of me, gullible is putting it lightly since a lot of people are believing most of it and are concerned. Even Rosie voice actress indirectly referenced it, I think. However, me and her were never even affiliated since I honestly found her hear me out jokes and suggestive jokes on her comments pretty creepy, and if I'm being honest, so the feeling's mutual, Rosie voice actress. Okay, so I'm going to clear up some falsehoods out of the way first. DT is a cupcake enjoyer. Alright, let's get the big ones out of the way first, huh? So a lot of people believe I'm an EDP type of person, which obviously isn't true. So basically in my server I would eggplant react to people's messages a whole lot and make the emoji vaguely tell a story. I later found out many people took offense to this and claimed it was making them uncomfortable since they found the eggplant emoji, which comes with the iPhone by the way, suggestive. So when people were getting upset and saying that it bothered them, I stopped using the eggplant emojis as to respect them. It was in no way an attempt to advance onto anyone in any way. As for the ages of the people's messages I eggplant reacted to, I didn't really factor in their age since the eggplant emoji was just a joke and I didn't really take it very seriously.
Now to summarize a few key points from this video, you openly admitted to the actions shown in these images. Not only is this behavior considered a crime, but acknowledging the evidence against you is not defamation. Additionally, another victim also confirmed that he never stopped. In these DMs, we are interviewing a person who wishes to remain anonymous for their own privacy and safety. They stated that the eggplant emoji made them feel uncomfortable, and when asked how long this had been going on, they confirmed it had been going on for months. In the following images, DT continued the behavior constantly. He never changed. Only acted as if he did in the apology videos he would make and then delete. If DT were telling a story, then why is it that he would delete every Discord server and claim he had had an episode, or blamed it on his bipolar? DT knew that the evidence against him was in fact true. For example, him asking a minor, "Can I show you my meat?" or continuously making sexual comments to a member who was, again, 13 years old. And from the other images earlier, he's not only again proven my point. DT thinks deleting his main channel and then switching to his other channel, which was formerly known as Matt Crew, is gonna make the allegations disappear. So when you first saw DT send those eggplant emojis, how did it make you feel?
Weirded out. It was definitely gross. And there's only really two conclusions you can come to that. And it's either one, this is sort of like a grooming tactic where he slowly over time desensitizes the victim or victims to sexual acts, or two, he's just irresponsible and forgot his fan base is full of children.
When I first joined DroneThrone's Discord server, I thought everything was just completely normal. I didn't think of any of the eggplant emojis that he would send. I originally thought that he was not even 18 plus. I thought he was a fucking edgy teen doing this shit. And then I found out he was 18, and that's when I got concerned. I found out that he was continuously, doing this. And I joined his server, and I remember the first thing I saw was eggplant emojis, and people were just, brushing it off, and I thought that was kind of strange. And when I got into the server, I noticed that, there were people who were just uncomfortable, and I asked them, why didn't you speak up about it? They told me that they were afraid of what he would do to them. For an example, he has made jokes about child pornography, having it on his computer, basically continuously making fun of it, and I told him that's not funny. He also changed my name a lot, which made me very uncomfortable, and he named me to stuff like Slave, Upbuster, and just a bunch of crazy shit that is just not okay. And he had an alt account which, made me just not like him at all. He had an alt account called the Nibbler, and that account had a bunch of weird stuff, like he was threatening to molest and rape minors in his server with an alt account.
So personally, I felt uncomfortable, and I'm pretty sure the people that he sent it to were also uncomfortable, because the people he sent it to were minors. We confirmed that, and I don't understand how more people didn't notice it. And I told him to stop doing it. He can just ruin his career in a second, but he didn't listen to me, and he continued to do it.
In the moment, I didn't exactly see anything wrong with it. I just saw it as jokes, as some would say. But looking back, and with the proper context, of course, I could see how it would be inappropriate. He used it to sexualize the characters, and he would eggplant react just, like a joke, as he framed it to be. But the way he would do it around minors, and of course the hidden meaning behind it, in the modern era, the eggplant emoji is just, you know what it's used for. But in the moment, I guess I didn't really see anything wrong with it, but looking back now is not appropriate, if you know what I mean.
Well, considering the context behind it and the way DT would use it, it was uncomfortable, to say the least. I wasn't in the server that long, but I was there long enough to see what had happened before it got completely deleted.
I mean, he never directed it towards me, but probably a few reactions and whatnot. But essentially, what he was trying to do is get a reaction out of people. I didn't feel anything towards it because I just didn't know any better. I was already surrounded by people who used to do that. It was kind of weird. I started realizing it was kind of weird coming from somebody like him. You shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff, especially considering his audience.
When DT stated that Rosie VA indirectly made a post about him, that was incorrect. The post wasn't about DT at all. What he did was included in his video to stir up more drama and get more attention, especially since his channel wasn't doing well at the time. Rosie clearly said in this community post,
So I think this is important to talk about. There are creators I interact with on YouTube, whether it's art related or comic related, whether it's a hear me out or just something. I want you guys to know I don't associate myself with any of the creators mentioned. I am in the blind spot. And if anything about a certain creator is said, I 100% not associate with it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but the point is I'm very caught off in my social medias, and if some creator is being put out into the spotlight for being problematic that you see me interact with, I promise you I never spoken to them, and in the instant that a creator I associate myself with turn out to be bad, I will take responsibility, but ultimately realize their wrongdoing. Thank you for listening. This has nothing to do with any drama, as there is none, but it's useful to know.
Hi everybody, it's me, Rosie VA. I'm here to address the current thing with DroneThrone. I'm not here to talk about his entire drama or whatever, because I don't really know much about it, but I was watching his addressing why he left the Murder Drones fandom video, and literally within the first minute, he attempts to call me out by calling the Hear Me Outs creepy and suggestive.
Even Rosie, voice actress, indirectly referenced it, I think. However, me and her were never even affiliated, since I honestly found her hear me out jokes and suggestive jokes on her comments pretty creepy, and if I'm being honest, so the feeling's mutual, Rosie, voice actress.
For so long, I've been saying that these hear me outs are a joke. Please don't take it seriously. I'm a normal satire person.
Some people don't think that I'm aware of the things that I do, and I really am. And most of it I mean is a joke, so I hope you guys don't take it seriously or find it annoying and stuff, so. Yeah. Because I know the majority of you just come here to hear voice acting and character stuff, and then the majority of people are shocked when I'm like, whoa, she did that, she said that. So thank you, you're very kind and sweet too. Well,
I'm not mad or upset. I'm just really wondering why, if you said it was creepy, why would you encourage the behavior? And in all of your deleted videos that you have from the Panic AU and your live streams, you'd always encourage my behavior, and when I'd apologize and say that I was sorry, you were like, oh no, you're good, it was funny, I had a good laugh. You encouraged my behavior. I don't have all the screenshots, but people have seen your videos and like, oh, DroneThrone called you out for your hear me out, lol, it's so silly. And I'd go and I'd check and I'd be like, oh yeah, and then you just pin my comment and stuff like that, and then you'd be like, oh man, I hope Rosie's not here to say anything about that. And now I'm creepy and weird now, all of a sudden. You didn't have to put me in there. And I guess I should address the post that I made. It was not directed towards DroneThrone, although it could have been. There's a lot of MD creators that, maybe commented on their videos or interacted with them for a short amount of time. But that post really wasn't about them. It was about another Murder Drones content creator who I will not name. And I refuse to bring up this drama because I don't want to start drama. Not even this video is about to start drama. I'm just really wondering why you would even call me out like that over nothing. Over a joke that a lot of people don't find harmful. And if they do, I apologize and I'm saying I'm sorry, but it's just a joke. It's not like I've done anything wrong here, but yeah. That's all I really wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for taking your time to listen to my little ramble. Not mad, and I don't condone anybody going to go attack or harass DT. I don't have any videos or anything for you to find about his drama, so I apologize about that. I was just, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for a second, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later in another voice acting video. Have a good night or good day or wherever you are. Sorry, sir, me, don't come for me. I don't even think I said your outro correctly, so. But thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
And it's not just Rosie VA. There are a lot more content creators that have called out DT for this exact reason. For example, Unhelpful commentary also stated in his post,
I really shouldn't make this post because I don't want to give this idiot's dead channel any more attention, but he has once again gone after someone I hold a good deal of respect for. Allow me to put it simply for you, Char. or DT, or I guess now TourchedSlate. How ironic. Rosie making a hear me out joke about murder drones characters is not creepy. I know you've been on the internet long enough to realize this is a joke. Stop trying to drum up drama for attention. And while I'm here, I should also say this. The reason people keep bringing allegations against you, the reason you feel like you have to keep making all these response videos, is because you are not a good person. You don't treat artists with respect. You don't treat other people with respect, and you assume that everyone is just as much of an attention whore as you are. Attached is your response to me giving condolences to Michael Kovac, because I felt sorry for his situation. If you do not treat other people with decency, you will get ostracized, and constantly promising you change doesn't work when you never do. Now stick to your word for once, and stay out of the murder drones fandom. We don't want you.
The VC incident. Okay, I honestly don't know where this rumor even stems from, but many people are vouching that it did happen. What you get here is essentially a he said and she said situation. Yes, very helpful. So the claim here is that I said, quote unquote, to a minor in a public VC, I'm going to blank you in the mouth. Yeah, this one I'm not buying at all, because this is something I don't remember saying, like at all. I remember a lot of what I say, but this is something I just cannot fathom actually saying. My best guess is that sometimes in VC I would shout things along the lines of to other people to go F themselves when they would get under my skin, and maybe this got interpreted this way. Again, I'm giving this a real benefit of the doubt here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. But I do agree that I should have watched my mouth when in public VCs with wide age ranges, which was something I didn't factor in heat of anger. But this claim and phrase specifically, I never remember saying.
Now, another issue with this video is that DT says he doesn't remember or forgot what happened. So, first of all, you continue to deny the allegations even though you knew you were wrong. And you deleted multiple Discord servers in an attempt to cover up evidence. And B, DT thinks that denying everything and making up his own story to twist the narrative is going to work. But DT never explained the deleted messages he would send. For example, him saying, quote, I'm gonna start DMing minors, or him admitting to loving minors and setting sexual content in a server full of minors. And let's not forget that he would send videos like this in his Discord server.
Good boy. Good boy.
Also, DT has on multiple occasions sent lolly art. And if you don't know what lolly is most often referred to as the sexual attraction to young girls. DT also admitted in a conversation that, yeah, I did. And to be honest, I figured if it was art that canonically ages, it wouldn't matter. But I make sure the characters are canonically older and of age, but I can't really prove that.
Hello there, I'm Agent N-2, more commonly known as N2. I'm a former mod and admin for DroneThrone that modded for him for a solid few months, and I came here to be interviewed by Mr. Truth.
So, how did you feel when DT threatened to F you in the mouth?
I initially felt shocked or surprised since it was a bold and explicit phrase that was blurred out so carelessly, and DroneThrone claimed to have said that phrase under the pressure of gaming rage. I don't think, he was experiencing that much gaming rage at the time. He seemed to have been speaking with the other members in the VC chat completely normally, while he just blurred that out, so spontaneously. I personally felt shocked overall. That's the thing, yeah?
Okay, so in DT's recent and now deleted response video, he's claimed that he never said any of the things he's been accused of and that all the evidence is simply rumors intended to make him look bad. Can you confirm or deny if it's true or not?
I can confirm that he is fabricating that, that he never told me that he's gonna F me in the mouth. Because at the time, I was in VC with a server member And then I noticed him being in Mod VC, and then I joined Mod VC to see what's happening when the incident happened shortly after. So I came back to regular VC and I immediately informed the server member. And if it's needed, you can go ask, or you can ask them. I better say them in their actual recording. But anyway, you can go ask them to confirm, since I immediately told them.
Is it true that in a VC with a minor that DT threatened to F them in the mouth knowing N-2 was 14 at the time?
Yeah, he did. I think he was playing. I think it was COD. He was playing Call of Duty, and N-2 was there, and essentially he got really, really mad, and yeah, he said that. Everybody heard him full on. I just didn't know what to say at that point. I was speechless.
I would have to say yes. He did say that a lot, especially in public VCs. I do remember he was playing Call of Duty and he kept dying and dying and dying. I can recall almost what happened there. I remember he was playing with 3 other people. They were playing COD Zombies. They were all just talking. You know, they're playing COD. You know, N-2 joins the VC, and DT was, you know, agitated because, you know, he was losing in COD. Like that's okay, I guess. I'm still don't like the fact he said it in front of anyone. Like if he's like playing by himself, yeah, that's fine. But like if he's saying it directly to someone, especially a minor, that's not good. Yeah, and N-2 joins and he says what's up, and then he just said that to him. He just joined and he asked what's going on, and then there we go.
That wasn't the only thing he would say in VC. He always said things like racist stuff, homophobic things, slurs, and generally just creepy stuff towards minors. He would say things like, obviously, he would F minors in the mouth. I do feel like he was hiding things when he would delete his servers. What I think is just so all the evidence is gone and nobody can get it on him. And he could just say, no, I never did that, blah, blah, blah. And, it just came with the iPhone. It comes with every damn phone someone gets. Doesn't matter if you have an Android, an iPhone, a Motorola, anything. You got an eggplant emoji. You have free will to do it, and you have free will to do it in any context. And he chose to do it in a NSFW context.
Is there anything else you'd like to add regarding DT and his actions towards you and, of course, others?
I have to say that what he does is definitely wrong, and he should have paid more attention to his doings, and he should have definitely been more aware of what he does and the consequences that could have followed afterwards. But besides that, not much else to say but the truth. It was fun being interviewed.
NSFW server. Okay, so for a brief time, I did have an NSFW server for 18 plus members, which were all ID verified. However, there's some rumor going around that one of the members were under 18. I spoke to this person again, who I will keep anonymous, we'll just call him Anonymous A, and he was ID verified, and he is also in the United States Armed Forces, which you have to be 18 to even serve in. Additionally, he says yet again here he is 20, going on 21. And he even showed me his uniform in the US Armed Forces. So I don't even know who started this weird rumor, but this one simply isn't true.
But if you read the screenshots closely, DT claims that this individual is 20, going on 21. He never actually says what he's claiming. Look at the grammar. Phrases like 7 months ago, saying I'm 20 man, and then again, man, I'm 20. But just a month later, he says, dude, I'm almost 20. Now in the image where he supposedly showed a military uniform, there are even more issues. That suit does not match the standard of the United States military. A reverse image search shows that the jacket appears in multiple other listings and doesn't resemble official military attire. There's no insignia, no US markings, nothing. What's worse is DT was sending NSFW content in his 18+ Discord server, fully aware that minors were present. Even worse, he donated money with NSFW artwork in a live stream while minors were watching.
Definitely a real one. Drone goonologist. Definitely a real
I legally
goon.
have to show these.
Jay has those huge jiggly wigglies. Hi there, drone.
Like, what in the Buddha is the purpose of this video and this picture? I mean, this seduces people. This makes people aroused.
Maybe weird.
Get out of my printer and get into the real world. Touch grass. You're on some kind of weird drug formula in your brain where you want to molest cows.
That alone shows how irresponsible and disgusting his behavior really is. So what exactly happened between you and DT?
I'm just giving a small a little backstory here. First of all, we're starting to talk. It was also about art and stuff. We actually got pretty close real fast. We've become friends, and eventually, that was before we started dating. He was suddenly really an asshole to me. For whatever reason, I couldn't tell. That should already have been a sign that I should distance myself from him, and I should have kept him blocked when I blocked him the first time. So what happened was basically him constantly manipulating me, constantly gaslighting me, abusing me in a way, with his words. He would constantly joke about leaving me when I told him that I didn't like it because I have separation anxiety. I take things a little too seriously, even though they may be jokes, but I can't really tell if it's jokes. I never could tell if he was joking or not. He wouldn't make any indications that he was joking. So I would always panic and stuff. I actually started to self-harm because things got a little too overwhelmed. Basically, I also saw him bullying others or making fun of others' self-harm, and I don't know. He was attention seeking every time. I was always taking my time of the day to support him and be there for him when he needed me. But in the end of the day, none of that mattered because he never really cared about anyone but himself and his projects. Yeah, the canceling thing happened. He doxed me. He harassed me using a ton of alts to reach to me or to get to me. He invaded my server. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of shit happened, and that got me a ton of harassment because of him. I had to convince myself everything is fine. My friends, yeah, they had to reassure me. One of my close friends knows where I live, and he was about to send whether it's the wellness check or some shit, because I many times threatened to kill myself, and I many times attempted to do just that because I couldn't deal with the torture I had to go through online anymore. Yeah, everything I worked on was taken away from me, my channel. Basically meeting DT was a death sentence to my online presence.
Now that you've seen the entire video and know all the information about DroneThrone, it's clear that everything in his response was a lie. He only made that video to cover up the allegations and silence the victims. While he continues to rebrand and run from his past, the entire point of this video is to expose the horrible actions that DT is trying to hide from the internet. While he continues to profit off his new channel, it's important to remember that real people were affected. The best course of action is to report his new channel to YouTube. This helps ensure that people like him stay off the platform and no one else becomes a victim.